Hi everyone, welcome to another 15 cards episode and another one where we're looking at a particular booster I pulled and for whatever reason these were open way back in the 2010s, somewhere early on in the days of the channel, but I just, for whatever reason, I never filmed them. Not sure why. In some ways I'm glad I waited because I've got a better camera now than I had back then, but I thought, seeing as I kept them because it was to form part of a booster collection going through chronologically, I'd go through them again. Not sure if this is the exact order that they came out of the booster, but pretty close. And so nice to be able to look at the cards, read through them, and then we'll zoom in and have a close-up look at the artwork. That would be good. So first up we have Volrath's Stronghold. It's a legendary land from Stronghold. Tap, add one colourless mana to your mana pool. 1 and a black, tap, put target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Acidic Sliver, they were kicking around in the block. So black, red, 2/2, summon Sliver. Each Sliver gains 2, sacrifice this creature. This creature deals 2 damage to target creature or player. And at this point in the Sliver's history, they were symmetrical. So if your opponents was also playing Sliver, because it was each Sliver, then applied across the board. Flame Wave, 3 and 4 red, so you're pretty heavily invested in red for this one. It's a sorcery, and it deals 4 damage to target player and each creature he or she controls. Contemplation, 1 and 2 white, enchantment. Whenever you successfully cast a spell, you gain 1 life. So I suppose it's one of like a super lucky charm, because I think the original lucky charms were specific colours. Tidal Surge, 1 and a blue, sorcery. Tap up to 3 target creatures without flying. Interesting specific tap down there. Crossbow Ambush, single green, instant. All creatures you control can block creatures with flying until end of turn. Tortured Existence was in the set. Single black, enchantment. Black, choose and discard a creature card. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. So you can see we've got quite a number of graveyard shenanigans, synergies going on here. So that's good. Cloud Sprite, 2 and a blue, flying. Cloud Sprite can block only creatures with flying. Flowstone Shambler, 2 and a red, 2/2. Single red, Flowstone Shambler gets +1, -1 until end of turn. So we've looked at the Flowstone mechanic before, I think, in various episodes and series. It's come up. Foul Imp, 2 black, it's a 2/2. It's an imp, no surprise there. That's flying, and when it comes into play, you lose 2 life. Sky Shroud Falcon, 1 and a white, 1/1 with flying. Attacking does not cause Sky Shroud Falcon to tap, so that has vigilance. Flowstone Blade, so this is Flowstone on an enchantment, or an aura as it went on to be called. Single red, enchant creature. Single red, enchanted creature gets +1, -1 until an end of turn. Overgrowth, got that in the set. 2 and a green, enchant land. Whenever enchanted land is tapped for mana, it produces an additional 2 green. Nomad's Encore. Single white, summon soldiers. 0, redirect 1 damage from Nomad's Encore to a creature you control. And it's a 1/1. Yeah, you can do some interesting synergies with those sort of redirection spells in combination with certain creatures that can absorb damage. Single blue mind games. Instant has buyback on it. 2 and a blue. You may pay an additional 2 and a blue when you play this spell. If you do, put it into your hand instead of your graveyard as part of the spell's effect. Tap target artifact, creature or land. So interesting collection of cards there. Let us zoom in. I meant to zoom in, not to zoom out. One day I'll get it right first go. Here we go. Okay. It's really interesting to look at this because I mean, it's not so much I can't understand, well, yeah, I can't understand what's going on, but it looks great nonetheless. Yeah. Is this all sort of dangling from a hole in the ceiling? I'm not sure. It looks like there's clouds here, but it could be smoke. This looks pretty dramatic as well. Yeah, very cool. Very nice card. A sliver. Again with these, difficult for me not to unsee, aliens similarities. I just can't help it. Just I suppose certain things about the shape. And once you see it on certain cards, you can't really unsee it. Same with, like some of the Phyrexian cards, same sort of problem. Flame Wave. Now I'm trying to remember if I have this, but in a different printing. It's not an easy reach, actually. I think I've got the... and I keep threatening to dig these out, don't I? But I have, I think, at least 3 of those from the vault start things. And they have exactly 15 cards in them. So at some point, the 15 cards series, I think it probably is a requirement for me to feature those, although they have been opened on the channel before. And I'm trying to remember if Flame Wave was one of the red cards that was included in the sort of mass removal from the vaults, whatever that was called. Was it something like Annihilation, I think? But that's the name of that from the vault. Okay, now we can see what's going on here. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Not very good on Magic the Gathering storylines, I must admit. I'm sure that it's reminding me of a character on another card for some reason, and their name is right on the tip of my tongue. Gerard, maybe? Yeah. Not sure. Tidal Surge. Looks like this person's surfing. What have we got going on here? Oh. What's this? Flying Sliver, maybe? Looks like it, doesn't it? That's pretty dark artwork. I think in a previous video I had some art that was very sort of monochrome. Actually, and this is in a similar sort of colour style, not I don't think the same artistically. Tortured existence. It's pretty grim. Definite D&D vibe to that, I think. It's a cloud spirit. Look at these crazy fingernails. Oh, there's a flowstone card. Looks like a sort of turtle without its shell, doesn't it? There's Foul Imp. This is in the background here. Yeah, that is really quite nightmarish, that one. That looks cool. Again, nice bit of lightning, some cool clouds, pretty foreboding. And I imagine, had it been a thing at the time, that would have looked pretty cool in foil. Well, I don't think there is foil versions of that. And another flowstone card. Although this is an aura. I think I've said before, I think the previous episode or so I've done around this block is that I just really feel drawn to this particular block in terms of the artwork, and I can't quite put my finger on it, what it is. You know, what it is about, and it's definitely an aesthetic thing. It's not to do with the storyline. It's just to do with the way the cards look. And there's something about this set, which was what, between, and I always get this around the wrong way. So this is Tempest block, I think, isn't it? So between Mirage and Urza's. And I have the same thing around about, I don't know if it's 8th edition, where there's something about the vibe around that period as well. Even though, as I think I've said before, when I first started looking at magic cards, I wasn't particularly attracted to the older border stuff. But there is something about this period in the older borders which I now really like. That's a motley looking crew, isn't it? And this is very, is that it looks like almost like a tentacle here, I don't know. But a bit of an octopus vibe going on. Strange, what's that, there's a episode, like an early Star Trek episode, with a character with a head like this sort of thing. That's what I keep thinking of. It's funny, I'm sure everybody gets that when they look at certain magic cards. It then triggers memories of other, popular culture references or something. Again, it's probably the mind just doing its pattern matching thing. But yeah, interesting looking card. I'm sure it's one of these ones where you could spend ages looking at it and just keep seeing. So I'm seeing at least what, 1, 2, what, 3 faces there. And this looks like someone's spine. It's just weird. Anyway, there we have it. So thanks once again for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in a future episode.